All right, in our last goal for the one, we are transforming words into expressions. Okay, take a look at the list that I have up there. Are there any words or phrases that, like, I haven't seen that before, or I'm not quite sure that I knew that? Any words up there or phrases up there that you're not familiar with? All right, good. So I hope that when you see the word plus, we know that's a plus sign. If we miss that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. And when I say divided by, if you don't know that's division, then I would be worried. Okay? I wouldn't be as concerned if you missed these things, because these are words that describe the operation that aren't as common as plus, added to, subtracted from. So sum, difference, product, and quotient. So if they were going to be any words that you need to focus on, it's those. Okay? When I say the word twice, that means specifically to multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. There are some words and phrases on here that tend to trip people up just a little bit more than others, and they're these phrases: less than, fewer than, and subtracted from. When you see those three, it's not that you don't know it's subtraction, because that's not the case. You do know it's subtraction, but the number or variable comes second. And I'll do one of those so you understand what I'm saying by comes second. But when you see less than, fewer than, or subtracted from, that means that number of variables is going to come second. You don't start with it, it comes minus whatever that number or variable is. And I'll point that out when I get to one of those questions. But these are, as I said, not too challenging at this point. So, again, when you see the words times, divide, plus, minus, hopefully those are more than obvious operations. Okay, so write a variable expression. X more than 3. Now, when I see that, very specifically, it does mean when I see X more than, that means I'm adding X. What am I adding it to? To 3. Now, I would say that more often than not, the majority of people do not write it like that, even though that's actually what it says. So just like when I said the less than comes second, the more than also comes second. But because addition is, what's the word? What property allows me to also have the answer as that? Oh my goodness. Let's go back to the notes. Let's go back to your notes. The commutative property, not commutative, the commutative property allows you to change the order when you're adding, and it doesn't change it. So although the answer is really 3 plus x, I will accept x plus 3. Okay? The product, and there's where we go, you gotta know product means multiply, of 7 and a number. So 7 times x, and because multiplication is indicated when numbers and variables, or just variables, are right next to each other, indicates multiplication, you don't have to have the times symbol. When 7 and x are right next to each other, we know that means multiplication. T divided by, once again, if we don't know that means division, I don't know what to say, sorry. I'm not trying trying to be demeaning or condescending, but my gosh, divide, it means divide. So t divided by 6. I personally like the fraction because that's the best way to set it up when you're doing word problems as a fraction. Although I would accept this, it's not great, I'll be honest. T divided by 6 like that. So need to start thinking of division as a fraction. All right, 4 times means multiply, a number, so 4 times x, or whatever letter you're using for your number, I don't care, plus, so plus 11. Or without the times symbol, just 4x plus 11. X squared, what does squared mean to do? Besides the obvious answer. Put a little 2 up there. Because I was waiting for somebody to go square, means to square, but I want to know specifically. Put a little 2 up there. So x squared minus 8. The quotient, probably the most missed question, the quotient. Quotient means division. The quotient of 27 and x, 27 over x. Or, as I said previously, for right now, it's okay if you have it written with a division symbol. Star this question because this is the one I was talking about that's very commonly missed. 9 less than means I'm going to take away 9. It doesn't mean 9 minus. And that's why up there in the notes I have that when you see less than, fewer than, subtracted from, that number or variable comes second. So when it says 9 less than, that's coming second. What's it less than? Twice x. And we talked about twice being specifically multiplying by 2 or without the times symbol. I don't have a preference. And then this last one here. 2 times, so 2 times x cubed. What does x cubed mean? Just names. Jace.
3.
Put a little 3 up there. All right. Cubed means to the 3rd power. Increased by would be an addition. 5. Or without the times symbol is good too. Okay, some questions. All right, we're going to finish this up today, but let me go through a few things so you are on board or on the same page as I am, okay? So, today, goal, OTL goal 1.5, due Friday. You'll finish that today in just a second. You'll have plenty of time, but I want to spell this all out for you. Okay, so on Friday, we will come in, we'll go over this. Actually, we'll take our assessment first. On Friday, you're going to have a goal assessment on 1.3 and 1.4. So that was the one page that we finished up today already. So goal assessment Friday, 1.3, 1.4. Order of operations, variable expressions. A couple things about studying and preparing for assessments. Somebody tell me something they do to prepare for a math assessment. Kennedy.
Like redo your like OTLs, like erase them and keep doing them over and over.
Okay, that was a great one. And if nobody mentioned it, I would have said that one. Okay. And even better than erasing them, because if you have it already in Notability, the OTL for Goal 1.3, you have the right answers. Just load up another one. And then you can compare, am I getting it right? Am I still doing it correct? Do I know how to do it? Okay? But the important part the most important part, she said she's gonna do it again. You can't just go, yeah, I know how to do my math, yep, okay, yeah. It doesn't work like that. It's not civics, it's not biology, it's not history, it's not theology. It takes like a pencil and paper to prepare for a math assessment, okay? Always go back to your notes, because I starred things that people commonly missed. I've starred things for 30 years. You think they wouldn't be commonly missed after you starred them over and over, but people still miss them, okay? So prepare for those assessments, because some of your grades already with the first two things they're like that, okay? So study. So that's Friday. Tuesday next week, that's our big Unit 1 test, our first one. Okay, big Unit 1 test. And I'll talk more about that Friday, but just so you know, I like to give 2 class days notice for your big tests. Okay? And then a reminder that reassessments for 1.1 and 1.2 are due August 31st. So if you want to write that at the top of that assessment, if you do your 1.5 OTL and you finish that up and you want to reassess either one of those other things, you can work on those corrections today too, okay? So you guys are a little bit ahead of where I was this morning. I don't know why, but you are. So yeah. So you can go ahead and get going on